Oh, fuck, I broke my leg. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Breaking Tables. This is Brian.
This is Mark McGowan. How's it going, everybody?
Happy New Year, Mark. Happy New Year, Mafia.
Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you guys had a great holiday.
And guess what? Ball's not over yet.
First game of the new decade.
Yeah, this is going to be a pivotal game that starts our dynasty. But before we get into that, you know what? The Jets beat a second string team 13-6. So I really didn't care much about this game. Yeah. How about you?
No, we didn't have much to talk about except for Duke Williams. We're hoping that he gets maybe pulled up. He played great. He might get on the active roster.
108 yards. I mean, he balled out. He had no help.
Ballin'.
Josh Brown and Beasley and Singletary and Allen after a few plays. Knox.
White.
So he just commanded that offense.
Yeah, not bad for guy off the streets basically, but from the CFL.
Well, we were talking earlier. I hear a lot of questions. I hear, will they activate Duke? Will they activate Duke? Now, things to consider. Who's going to replace him? If they activate him, you got to deactivate someone else.
Yeah.
Who would they sit? Who can we afford to sit? Now, granted, here's what I think they should do, regardless if they play him or not. I think they should activate him. Find someone that you can, do without for one game. Maybe it's a Foster for one game. And the reason why I say this is, you got a team. If you come out and do 108 yards, and your team is playing him next week, you're gonna watch his video. So if you find out that he's playing, that's his time spent.
Yeah,
on
preparing for somebody that might not even get any snaps.
Yeah, so it's a win-win no matter what. And I think that'd be a smart move McDermott would make, and I can see him doing that.
So basically, we had Duke Williams played well. Our defense is deep because we were able to play against a team that's still fighting just to get another win under their belt for the season. So they had all their starters playing.
Yeah, they were going balls to the wall.
So our defense was great. We stopped them to everything but one touchdown, and they were able to stop our second string offense. So not too much more to talk about in that game except for injuries. Anything with the injuries?
That's the one thing I did not want to see was the injury that came. It's one thing that we can't afford, especially how deep that we want to go into the playoffs. Ty Nsekhe coming off an ankle injury got hurt again, had to leave.
Yeah, Wallace, you said?
Levi Wallace. He's limited at practice right now, so it's going to be a game time decision. So, you've got Kevin Johnson, who's essentially his backup, going back to his home team. I see him stepping up and being a factor. So those are really the two that are, for the most part, banged up that we can't really afford to have them missing games.
Right. So we're getting into the Houston game then right now. We're going to go into that. This is the injuries for last game. So now,
yeah, they did for last game.
So now we're going to talk about what we got in front of us.
This will be the quickest
Breaking Tables podcast
because there's not much to talk about. We had New Year's, we had Christmas, all banging in one. We didn't record last week because it's the holidays. You're spending time with family, friends, which I hope everybody's holidays was fucking epic.
Yeah,
I'm just glad that we're still playing in January.
That's it. So we're doing great. So we got a Deshaun Watson coming at us here, and they've been playing pretty good. They've been coming together. They've got some injuries though as well. You have the injuries for Houston, don't you?
Yeah, Watts is coming back from IR with a major injury. He had a torn pectoral muscle. Yeah. The guy's a beast. Granted, but first game back, I don't seeing him being 100% JJ Watt.
Yeah, I don't know if he might not get it. It might just be another thing, just bringing him up because they can. He might not play. We'll see. I
don't see Fuller playing. He's still banged up. Which that'd be huge for us if he didn't play, because we got Stills coming back. He's limited at practice. Kenny Stills is a playmaker for the team, and then this guy the offensive line Tunsil that they got from Miami over there. He's coming back, so that's a big protection which they're going to need.
Number one guys.
So what do you see are keys to the game to beat these guys? They've got a ranked defense. The defense is subpar.
Our keys to the game is to move the ball downfield meticulously, not give the ball over. Just hold on to the ball and let our defense go to work. Supply enough offense. Don't turn the ball over. Hold that down. Singletary, don't fumble. Josh Allen, don't fumble. Limit penalties, and our defense will carry us just like they have all year. And if we can get it going offensively and start moving to change, maybe score 28 points. That's a win. I don't think that the defense we're not probably going to allow more than 21 points. I couldn't even see that.
I don't see Deshaun Watson doing 2 touchdowns against our defense.
Right.
I don't see them. I mean, the 2 teams that they beat, that would be, they beat the Patriots and they beat the Chiefs. So those are 2 teams that are playoff caliber teams that they already beaten. So they have the potential of winning or making, big time wins against these kind of teams. So it's going to be a shootout. It's like,
we're one of the toughest defenses they've played all year.
Well, by far, our defense is what stands out and makes us kind of the favorite of this game, if you will.
Yeah. They, what I was going to say with
yeah, this is our second time recording. We tried to record, like 20 minutes ago, and it was a pretty good episode, but for some reason the playback was in slow motion, so we couldn't figure out how to do it. Yeah, so we're saying this twice, so it might be a little bit quicker, a little faster.
Pretty dramatic in the slow-mo.
Yeah. But we're winding down, so there's not really much to talk about but the playoffs and what we need to do, going out there. I personally think our defense is going to win the game. I mean, but we need 5 or more sacks is all I ask for, Mark. That's all I ask for is 5 or more. Whether 3 of them come from Jordan Phillips, who needs to have an amazing game, Ed Oliver.
Yeah,
we barely lost to them last year.
When our defense is playing on all cylinders, we win those games, and we've played well against every high-power offense that we played this year, against the Dallas, against the Patriots, who were not too high-power this year. Against the Ravens, we played great. I just don't see Houston being any different. And if we can limit our mistakes and defensively lock them down like we just hold them to 21 points, we can win that game.
They're the same team they were last year. They didn't have too much drastic changes from a year ago. And they barely beat us. And we had 9 sacks. Our defense destroyed them. That was the game where Allen got hurt, and they brought in our savior, Nathan fucking Peterman.
Yeah.
Two interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. So we had that game. The cat was in the bag.
I think.
So, because it is no longer the 2009 regular season, we do got to get some awards out. I mean, everybody deserves an award.
We had to pick.
Well, we had to pick. I know. So it was a little difficult. So we broke it down into categories. Mark, what are the categories?
We got the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Rookie of the Offensive Player of the Year, Offense and Defense, and then we have the Unsung Hero, and we're going to go with the Toilet Bowl, the Shit Trophy, the Bengals Award.
Dolphins Award. Yeah. I don't know if they fit in that category. But,
not anymore.
For being the Patriots, you got to give them a little bit of credit where credit's due.
So
let's run off from the top. Offensive player for the Buffalo Bills, you got to go with Josh Allen. I mean, this is his second year. He's led our team. 10-6 team. Granted, he didn't play last week. He would have easily beaten the Jets. Easily got 11 points.
So he's a 10-5 this year.
A game that didn't matter whatsoever. Whenever he's on the field, his improvement from last year is amazing. That's why he is my offensive player of the year.
And for me, the offensive player of the year, I went with my boy John Brown. He smoke, man, smoke.
Go to smoke.
I mean, we needed somebody like him on the team, a 1,000-yard receiver. We've needed that for a long time. He had 6 touchdowns, something like that on the year. Got to take a game off. He brought something to the team that we needed, and it was a great signing, great deal. He was just everything we wanted and more, and he's happy here. I love John Brown for the Offensive Player of the Year. So next.
Great point. I mean, both teams. Again, there's so much to pick from. It was really hard to pick and choose. So
a lot of these awards are new players,
Yeah, exactly.
And second-year players.
I mean, speaking of second-year players, my defensive player of the year, it's got to go to my boy. A lot to pick from, but you'll be hearing me some of them down the road. Tremaine Edmonds, he guy's a stud.
He's a beast.
Just barely 21 years old, and what he's done for that defense. He plays every single down, and he is relentless. His energy level, he's commanding that team. He is by far the biggest piece. I mean, besides another player, which I'm going to mention here in a little bit, but he is a big piece to that system,
the linebacking core,
that Leslie Frazier defense
inside the box.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what do you got, Mark?
I agree with that. Tremaine Edmonds. I love that you picked him for one of them because we needed to talk about him, but I went with Defensive Player of the Year. I went with Trey White. Man was an animal. I mean, I know you want to talk about him too later on in this, but I'm going to cover some of my points. Let me know if I hit them all. But he didn't allow one touchdown all year. He was led the league in interceptions. It was like the PFF record, basically. He's just a beast out there. He should have been in the talkings for some for some real NFL awards. Defensive Player of the Year. He played better than Gilmore. Gilmore allowed a touchdown against none other than John Brown. So he finished the year leading the league in interceptions and no touchdowns allowed. Had to talk about him for this one.
That covered a lot of amazing topics because it kind of rolls into the next topic, which is the MVP of the Buffalo Bills. And it's going to go to my boy, Trey White. What he's done for this team.
Talk about his character and how goofy
he's a funny guy. He's goofy. Everybody, he's always smiling. He's always laughing. He's a great teammate. He is Buffalo. He is what Buffalo is. He's what Buffalo is to the community. He's a role model. He doesn't do anything bad. He doesn't have the drama like OBJ or Antonio Brown. He's sane.
Or Revis.
He's not self-proclaimed like Revis Island.
He's a team player.
He's better. He's better than Gilmore. You nailed it right on the head. Better than Gilmore. Gilmore, guess what? Touchdown. Guess how much Trey White has? 0.0, folks. 0.0. That's why he is my MVP, and he's the biggest piece to that. I mean, besides him and Trey White, those two guys this is how good our defense is, and we need Trey to continue being his man. He easily should be Defensive Player of the Year. He got to be in those conversations.
He should be in the conversation. You forgot one thing about him though. He's a dual sport athlete.
Yeah, dude, amazing goalie.
He's Trey White Goalie Academy. Sign it up right now.
I love hearing that, dude. Trey White goal. Where'd you go to college? Trey White
man.
Goalie Academy.
Like goofy moments, picking up the paper off the field against the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Funny ass guy. So I love that. So
he is Buffalo, and I love him. I think he definitely deserves MVP for what he did this year. Folks, 0 touchdowns scored on him. 0 touchdowns.
That's rare.
That is complete shutdown.
Yeah. So my MVP, I went with my boy, Josh Allen. You talked about Josh already. We're getting everything we want out of these players growth-wise. He fixes what he's messing up from prior weeks. He had like 3,500 yards all-purpose. He missed the end of the game on one of the games, which he could have won against the Patriots. He's just a tough guy, He's Buffalo as well. He's what we've been looking for, and I have no complaints against him. He's got us to the playoffs now, his second year. Puts the team on his back. He does what he needs to do. What the defense gives him, and he allows. He does what we need to do based on how good our defense is. He's not flashy, he's not crazy like that, but
it's like what Trey White does for the defense is what he does for the offense.
Yeah,
we need him to
step up and make plays and be on the field.
Be on the field. He's not making stupid plays. He's did a lot better. Except for that one less injury was against Patriots week 5. I got the helmet hit, which was bullshit.
He's just a tough cookie, man. Rushing the ball into the end zone like 9 times this year, 7 times this year. He's just always evolving. So that has to be my team MVP. So moving on to the next award, we got the Rookie Offensive Player of the Year, which without a doubt, there's not that many to pick from. We both agree. Obviously, everybody in Buffalo agrees. It's our boy,
Devin Singletary.
Yep, Devin Motor Singletary.
Oh, yeah, the motor.
So
tell me about him, Mark.
I'm going to tell you whatever you want about him. I love the guy. He
missed 4 games, and he got close to 1,000 yards this year. He's for Frank Gore to step back and for Frank Gore to say this guy is a pure runner, brilliant runner. What he does, I love watching him when he gets the ball. I just love watching him run.
Yeah,
I love watching
slippery, slimy,
like a butterfly, just floating it away, carelessly.
They can't get him.
He's a squirmy little fella, and he reminds me so much of Thurman Thomas.
He's so what he does with the amount of touches he gets. He's he produces.
That was a steal. We got him in the third. That was an absolute steal. I've been saying he should have been a high second, even a lower first round pick.
Yeah, so no complaints with that. The offense is looking good. So for the rookie defensive player of the year for us, we both agreed on Ed Oliver. So I want to hear what you think about him.
Man, he every down he's getting double teamed for what he did and what his responsibilities were. A rookie not getting paid as much as, let's say, Star Tulule, and he's doing more for that front line.
It took him a little bit of time to get used to it, but now he's back there and he's producing.
Dude, he's getting more and more exciting each game. That's why I think he's definitely a great pick. Number one, absolute steal. The Lions are probably. I'd rather pick him over T.J. Hawkinson any time of the week.
Yeah, no doubt.
So he definitely wins that award. I'm glad we agreed both on the rookies, offense and defense.
Yeah. So next one is a fun one. We got the unsung hero.
I'd like to hear yours, bro. What do you got?
I got my boy Beasley, man.
Bees!
Both of these receivers we got this year in free agency just had career years. They both love it here. Beasley loves it here. I had to talk about both of them. So Beasley's the man. It's exactly what we need in the slot. We're kind of like copying a little bit of the game plan of like the Patriots. We want a quick little slot receiver, and he's that for us. He's the cushion, the blanket, the safety blanket for Allen. So I love what I see, and I'm happy to see it next year. Hopefully we can just add one more playmaking receiver, and we're going to be dangerous with our receiving core. So I like who you picked though for the unsung hero.
Hey, my name's Cole Beasley. I like to rap. I'm a Buffalo Bills. The Cowboys, you sack.
Yeah,
it's a white rapper. I like him too. He's good, but my pick went to Jordan Phillips. I mean, this guy was basically nowhere a couple of years ago.
This was his contract year,
and he is playing for his contract. I mean, we could have picked a lot of people. Lawson's contract here. They should sign him back, but definitely priority is to re-sign Jordan Phillips. I think. You got to pay that man. You got to pay that man.
He's getting multiple sack games all the time. So
he definitely deserves this unsung hero. He's a big part, and for us to win Saturday, you got to see him have a big game. 2-3 sacks coming from Jordan Phillips this week. So that's why he's my unsung hero.
So for the next award, the shit trophy, the toilet bowl, the freaking Bengals award. We had a tough time even picking players, so I want you to start it off with yours.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go with Bojo, Bojorquez, Janglang, Bojo. I mean, yes, when he can kick the ball, he can really kick that ball, but he's just so inconsistent. It seems that he has 3 or 4. His ratio to shitty punts to good punts is way off. 20 yards one game, 15, 20 yards or something. And I mean, like, fuck, put me in. I'll take $100,000 to fucking do that, kick you 5 yards every time. So sorry, Bojo. You got don't even like the mustache. You look like fucking Ned Smithers, the neighbor from the Simpsons.
Flanders,
Mr. Flanders, with that stupid ass mustache. So
whatever. We had a difficult time picking. So
what do you got, bub?
It's not bad to have to pick a punter for your worst player, but for my shit trophy, blah blah blah, I went with Zay Jones. I mean, we had high hopes for that man coming into the year. I
totally forgot about it.
Yeah, like,
was he part of the team this year? I totally forgot about him.
He started disappearing like Thanos snapped his finger after like the first 2 games of the year.
Thanos snapped his finger.
Yeah,
that's
like
awesome.
He just started like floating away and getting less snaps, and all of a sudden, somebody that we traded up for in draft and had high hopes for being able to lead the team last year in receiving and maybe be able to learn from some of these new guys, he just hit his ceiling. I don't think he did nothing for the Raiders either. So for somebody for the worst player trophy, I'm gonna have to go with Zay Jones, man. You were a disappointment, but all love if you're listening.
Bye-bye. We can't
look
at
since we've played a meaningful game of football.
Well, we can't look at next week's games because we gotta get through Houston first.
Right.
Our team is tenfold different than it was last year. So, and we've got so many weapons. Josh is tenfold better than he was last year. I don't see us losing to Houston. I do not see. I see Bills as not just because I'm a fan, but realistically this time that they have got a better team.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a close game, but we're definitely a better team. I would agree with that.
Now we can play Nostradamus. Let's play Nostradamus. Let's play.
Never been to Uber Jobber.
Nostradamus here. Okay, this is Nostradamus, where we gonna predict the future. Welcome. I'm Miss Cleo.
Confucius.
Confucius. It takes many nails to build a crib, but one screw to fill it.
Ooh, wow, that's deep. Nostradamus.
We beat Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our scenarios for who we play next week. Which, by the way, thank you, Fitzmagic, for beating fucking Patriots.
Yeah, knocking them down off the bye.
Let them play in the wild card. They're playing Tennessee. I see them losing. I see them losing.
Tennessee.
I'm upset alert.
Yeah,
upset alert.
I agree with that. And it's all thanks to Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean they weren't tanking like everybody thought they were. So that they're a surprise team that were. Yeah, they were trying to win every fucking game, every single game. They're terrible, but they still try to win every single game.
Except for the Ravens game. I don't think they tried to win that.
They're like, fuck, dude. We've got,
It's like 50-0.
We've got 15 more games left. Let's just, think it on the chin.
So we're hoping that Tennessee wins, then we would play Kansas City in the second round.
Because, so it goes by seeding.
Yeah.
So the number 1 seed and number 2 seed will play the winners of this round. Okay, so we got number 1, Baltimore, 2, the Chiefs.
So then you'd have Bills and Tennessee say we both win.
Yeah, so the number 1 seed has the lowest winning seed. So therefore, because Tennessee is ranked 6th and we're seeded at 5th, they'd have the lower seed, which
so it'd be the Ravens.
Would have to play the Ravens, and therefore we would play
Kansas
the
City.
Chiefs, which would be, that's the most ideal scenario. Yeah. We were talking about this earlier, like the road to the Super Bowl. What would you want to see as a Bills fan, as an NFL fan, and knowing the defense that we have?
Well, the difference between what I want to see or what I think is like the least resistance is like, obviously I'd love to see us smack the Ravens and smack the Patriots and
bring on anybody. There's no questions asked.
I would love to see that, but like what I think as a fan of just like and playing the odds and what I want to see happen as far as like
better chances,
the better odds, we'd want to see right now like what we got Houston, and we'd want to see Kansas City, and we agreed that we would love to play Tennessee in the AFC Championship game, and we'd have a home field advantage against them, and we'd be playing in Buffalo. We might have to make a trip up there.
I love this. We would, yeah.
And then we get to go to the Super Bowl if they make it there, right here in Miami.
When somebody asked me, are you going to Houston? Are you going to Houston? I'm not going to go to Houston for the simple fact that I know that they're going to win this game. I might go the next following game, but depending on who we play, I'm saving up money for the Super Bowl because those tickets are not cheap.
Yes,
I don't think $4,000 or $5,000 a ticket.
I don't think we're good enough for Santa to hook us up this year.
Yeah, no, right? Like, all right, guess where I'm using my tax money.
Right. So, do you want to get into our picks for the week?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think next week's podcast will be a much more exciting podcast if we win this wild card game and we've had a week of football that we actually cared to watch the game more.
Yeah, it's difficult to talk about something that you really don't. I mean, guys.
With the holidays,
I'm a diehard Bills fan. I was watching it, but
wasn't it nice to have a week off from being a Bills fan? A little
yeah, dude,
it's exhausting.
I didn't have my normal gray hairs. I didn't have to yell out Super Bowl, after a field goal or something crazy. So it was good to sit back and just watch a football game. Win or lose, you don't give a shit what happens because we're playing next week, playing Saturday.
Right. So why don't we get into it with the AFC games, and you could go ahead and pick both your AFC games this week, the wildcard games.
I see an upset. We'll get into the fucking Cheatriots. I hope those fuckers lose first round in the playoffs. Tanny, keep playing Tanny. Keep being you, bro. Keep doing you. Henry needs to run all over, break that fucking defense down, and beat them. I see them beating them. Best case scenario, we play the Chiefs the following week because Tennessee upset the Patriots, and they're going to win it 21-20.
Ooh, okay. And then why don't you just go ahead with the Bills, too, and then I'll do my AFC then.
Yeah, everything's on the line right here. I love the fact that they took down the sign that said playoff caliber and they replaced it with championship caliber, which is awesome. That's cool. That is the process. That's what
I didn't see that. Where was that?
At the Bills facility. They have like a little plaque poster that says
their goals,
the playoff caliber. You've always heard McDermott say playoff caliber. So they removed that plaque and they put up championship caliber.
That's
because
the next step.
This is the next level. This is that next level where everyone's got to turn their gears up, leave it all on the football field, and have one goal. So I'd see us beating Houston. It's you know what? It's going to be the over. It's going to be the over. They're going to display the firepower of Josh Allen and team. Dayball, if he's going to be a head coach, he needs to have amazing playoffs.
Yeah.
So I see them winning 28 to. I'm going to go with 10. It's going to be 28-10. They're not going to stop our defense.
All right, I like
our
that.
defense is going to destroy Deshaun Watson.
All right, I like that. So I'm going to agree with you on both games. As far as the Titans go, yeah, Henry's been a beast. Tannehill's been a beast down the stretch. They made the right choice benching Mariota. A.J. Brown was one of the best draft picks of the year. They're just hitting on all cylinders right now. So I see the Tennessee Titans upsetting the Patriots, especially after this last outing with the Dolphins. I mean, it shows that they're definitely beatable by a team that was probably the happiest team to see on your schedule this year.
Nothing I like better than watching Tom Brady cry.
Yeah, so Titans on that one, I'm going to go 28 to 23, and then I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I would love to see Josh Allen come out there slinging it and score over 28 points. You know, just really leave it all out there. I think our defense is gonna be real tight on him too. I don't see much coming from Deshaun Watson, so we're gonna go 14 to 31.
Wow.
I'm gonna go high with him too. So and then for the next for the NFC wild card.
I love how they have the AFC on one day and the NFC the next day.
Is that new?
I usually it's the AFC low seed and then the NFC low seed or whatever. So I don't know, whatever. The fucking NFL does whatever the hell they want.
So we got some interesting matchups here for the NFC. You got a rematch of that Hail Mary miracle game with the Saints versus the Vikings, and then we got the Seahawks versus the Eagles. For the Viking Saints, I think the Saints are gonna win it. I think they're gonna. I mean, Breeze is playing at a high level right now. He's got 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions this month, over 1,000 passing yards, well over 1,000, and 0 interceptions. So I have the Saints winning this game. I'm gonna go 35 to 24. And then as far as the Seahawks-Eagles games go, I think that the Eagles were just barely able to sneak in here. I don't see why some of these analysts are picking the Eagles. I know in the past they were able to have miracles with Foles.
Well, they had winning records. They had winning records, though.
But this is not. This is a division where almost should have just gave another wild card team. But I'm gonna go with the Seahawks and Russell Wilson. Tyler Lockett, Metcalf, another player I would have loved to see. They got beast mode back. Their defense is still usually always pretty solid, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks. So 28 to 17.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on these games. Saints, Drew Brees got probably close to 5,000 yards, possible MVP. Candidate.
If he didn't get injured, he would have definitely had 5,000.
Well, what did he have? Well, he still had at least 2,000-3,000. I would.
He was
guys throws 200 yards a game.
He was on his normal pace for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, their team is so solid, and they went 5-0 against Bridgewater. These guys are the NFC favorites. I'm going to pick it right now. I see them beating the Vikings. Vikings doesn't have what it takes. Constantly banged up. Kirk Cousins questionable at best. Awesome backup. I don't see him being. I don't think he's a good quarterback. Whatever. That's just me though. They got screwed over on that deal. I see the Saints winning this one, and they're going to open up, come out swinging, 36 to 28.
Bang.
Then we got the Seahawks and Eagles. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Mark. The Eagles don't belong in the playoffs. They're below 500 win team. They were flip flopping between Dallas Cowboys for the division. Nobody wanted that division. They somehow got it just by default. They don't belong in the playoffs. I don't see them winning. This is not even no competition. Seahawks haven't Skittle guy back. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. The guy is he's gonna make a difference. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it sucks. They lost both their starting running backs, and
they got to do. But he'll contribute in ways. Yeah, I see them winning.
He scored a touchdown last week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Welcome back to the NFL, bub. Well, he wasn't gone that long, but I see them winning 28-25. They win by a field goal.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Let's go, Buffalo.
That's the wild card round. So,
Mafia, you guys are still listening.
But
that's all, folks. Pop Mafia. If y'all still listen, I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun to talk to you, even though it wasn't this long. We had probably a little longer version when we recorded it the first time, but we were having some technical difficulties. So, thank you for putting up with our shit.
I agree. Thank you guys for listening, and looking forward to this playoff push, and hopefully being able to bring you guys a couple more game day podcasts. Keep it in the loop. So if you guys are trying to ask us some questions or get involved with the podcast in any way, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm at Mac Agana, MacAgonna, or Mark McGowan on Facebook, Mark with a C.
Yeah, you can follow me at Twitter at B_Vanslike, VANSLYKE. Next week, Mark, why don't we just do a live episode? Let's get down. We got the backdrop for it. Let's have fun with some of our listeners. I hope we can get some followers. Show them how excited that we are that we've beaten the Houston. But let's get through this game. Get through this week. Big game. Let's go Buffalo. Bye bye.
Bye bye.